What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JusticeXFalls. We're back at it again with another video, and today we're looking at NBA 2K24, the review. So this game has been highly controversial, you know, with the badge regression and the seasons. Like, you gotta level up your character every season, and just a ridiculous amount of VC you have to spend. My cousin, I wanted to do some rec with him, and he said that when he used 100K VC, and now only got his player to like 75. He had to spend another 500. He had to spend another $50 to get 200K VC to get his character to 85, 90. That's ridiculous. 100K last year, even last year, 100K could get you to 85. The year before that, 100K could get you to 85, almost 90. Like, that's ridiculous. How like little the skill, like they charging more for the skill points every year, and it knocks down the value of how much it upgrades your player. And that's not even 100K like all into the player. That's not even nothing for like sneakers, clothes, and other stuff that you could buy in the game to, you know, customize your character. Like, so everybody gonna be walking around with them brown shirts unless you dropping. I already dropped 120 on this, and I'm about to drop another 50 to get that VC so I can at least have my character be respectable. I don't want to hold my teammates back because I'm gonna make a 3-and-D shooting guard because everybody else is filled out. We got a point guard, we got a big man, and we got a point guard, a big man, and a small forward. So I'm gonna fill out that shooting guard role and that defender role. We already got enough scorers. So yeah. So anywho, enough about me. Let's get into this 2K review. I heard it was kind of spicy. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Let's make sure everything is in HD. Boom. Here we go.
Rights to Kobe Bryant.
Hold on.
Change the face for the rights to Kobe Bryant.
Hey.
NBA 2K24 is like a frustratingly talented superstar who falls short of delivering championships season after season.
Damn. Chop Barkley.
The excellent on-court gameplay bolsters significant depth with its dedication to looking, sounding, and feeling like a genuine NBA experience, but it's sidelined by heinous microtransactions that—
Wicked. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, bro. The 200 pack, that's $50. I think this is $75. And then this is $100. And you still won't be able to get your player to, you probably still won't be at 99 out the gate. And you gotta do this again every season? Hell no,
that
bro.
Plague many of the most popular game modes. These in-game purchases aren't just present and optional, they are essential to compete with other players online.
Right.
It's especially
if you don't buy, like, you're gonna have a very hard time, and you're gonna have a very hard time upgrading your character, and you're gonna have a very hard time just having fun on the game. That's why I kind of stopped playing Call of Duty, because it just became pay to win, and then like the people that play Call of Duty, most of the time, that's the only game they play. So they're super competitive. I want to get on the game and chill. Like, I was playing Rogue Company the other day, just chilling. Like, I just got for work. I just wanted to play like a little shooter real quick, a little competitive shooter online. I loaded up Rogue Company, never played it before, and I was doing well. I was doing well. Even when I ran into some comp, they were smoking us, but we came back and won. Like, I feel like that's a more balanced shooter than Call of Duty. That's a shame.
Frustrating because my career, the focal point of many changes to this year's iteration, has so much potential. But if it truly aimed to emulate the beauty of pro basketball, it would reward skill and effort more than open wallet shortcuts.
Hey, jelly.
Despite being a little short on flashy new mechanics to boast about on the back of the box, NBA 2K24 still looks fantastic, and its on-court gameplay is incrementally stronger than ever. Topping the list of additions is the new Pro Play feature, which allows 2K to take NBA footage and translate it into in-game animations in real time. In other words, NBA 2K24 is a lot smoother than its predecessors when it comes to movement on the court, including dribbling, shooting, and pass animations. There are fewer immersion-breaking
get off
interactions
me.
and things feel generally more authentic.
Improvement taking a giant
When playing against teams with superstar talent in NBA 2K, players like LeBron James look and play like their real-life counterparts.
Here's James.
Bully ball.
Here's the drop.
Oh!
AI has also taken a small
Too
step
little.
forward, making gameplay more challenging even for series veterans. The ball consistently finds the best players, and those improved animations heighten the playing experience too. On offense, classic strategies like the pick and roll are harder to execute. Off-ball defenders have become smarter, adjusting to opponents' strengths and weaknesses.
Has it in the corner.
Good, because I feel like you were kind of like, if you wanted to be successful, you wanted to win games, like you had to like abuse the pick and roll, and I abused the pick and roll to the point where, like, even if I play ball in real life, I abuse the pick and roll, like whether I'm screening or getting the screen, like, because it's the most simple playing basketball, but it's the hardest to defend unless you have communication between teammates, or you have smart players on your team. But it's good to know that the AI is getting smarter, so you have to actually execute the pick and roll rather than just call for the screen, doing a bunch of dance dribbling and then sidestep or step back, and the guy gets bumped into the pick animation, and then you make the shot. Not that cheesy shit. You can't do that shit no more. That's what it sounds like.
The adrenaline boost feature, preventing aimless dribbling, now penalizes players when their movement is disrupted, making defense.
Oh, dribble gods, y'all tight. Ain't all, you can't be doing all of that dancing. You can't be doing all of that dancing. You gotta dribble with a purpose in this game, and I like that, because y'all dribble heads be doing way too much. I mean, granted, if you found an exploit in the game and it works for you, cool, do it, but expect criticism. Expect people to not really take kindly to that, because it's cheesy. Not to say it doesn't take skill to execute, but it's still cheesy as fuck.
It's a much more
like, whenever you find the exploits in the game, you take advantage of them. Like, it's cheesy, and expect criticism. And I'm a person that takes advantage of exploits in games, so I expect to be criticized. I don't mind being criticized.
interactive experience. Not all of the on-court gameplay has taken a significant step forward, however. Fast break gameplay is still almost entirely non-existent, which is an issue that has plagued the NBA. Has taken a significant step forward, however. Fast break gameplay is still almost entirely non-existent, which is an issue that has plagued the NBA 2K series for over a decade now.
Here's Allen. Maxey grabs the miss.
It's also one of the most fun elements of real-life basketball, so its absence just generally makes good defense less exciting because it rarely turns into points. There are also occasional mind-boggling decisions from the AI, such as calling erroneous timeouts late in games. You'd think the commentary would call out things like that, but it's otherwise regularly very good, especially when playing games in the various eras of the NBA, and the ever-present halftime crew of Shaq, Ernie, and Kenny deliver stellar performances. Naturally, it's
they get into the bag. They got Warner paying for them, TNT, and they got 2K Sports paying them for these appearances. That's crazy. But they don't have Chuck on there, because Chuck doesn't want to be a part of any game unless they pay all the players, pay all the old school players like a certain amount or something like that. That's why Chuck is not there.
Missing Charles Barkley, who insists he will never be in an NBA 2K game, but the chemistry is still very strong nonetheless.
No surprise, Steph Curry was in fine form during that first half.
Well, he was in 2K games before. I remember me and my friends, we used to do fantasy drafts, and they had like fantasy draft. You pick whoever you want from any era, and they had Charles Barkley. I drafted Charles Barkley on my team mad times.
He's in the zone shooting it. Every time he puts up the three, he believes it's going in. Trust me, that's a great feeling.
There are some disappointments in the details, however. For instance, players rarely celebrate big moments such as game-winning shots in a convincing way. In fact, they'll go from animated in one shot to deadpan the next. something that only really comes across because of how realistic they look. NBA 2K24 excels at creating tense in-game moments, but rarely delivers a reward for them.
Wide open, he fires.
Hey.
Knocks down the 3.
Having the arena, including the fans, players, and coaches, properly react to big plays would go a long way in matching the NBA's famous ability to create historic moments.
Very true. Here we go.
NBA 2K24's advancements are overshadowed by its most popular game mode, My Career, which heavily encourages in-game purchases. Even with the Black Mamba or 25th Anniversary editions, which come with 100,000 virtual currency right away, elevating your created player to a respectable rating is challenging. Progressing further requires significant time, and you'll often have to neglect the customizable features of My Career, such as dress wear, animations, or other personalized elements.
Unless you're willing to dump another 100 into that, because you need another 50 to get your player from that 75 with the 100 VC that you just spent $120 with or $150 with. You need another $50 to buy the 200 one and to get your player from like a 75 to like an 80 something, and then you need more money to buy your character different clothes and stuff. So you probably want to spend another $20, you know, on that 75K one to get you some clothes.
Even with a lot of effort, players who grind out.
And then if you want animations, there's certain animations that you have to not only unlock, but then after you unlock them, you have to then purchase them. Like, wow.
VC will regularly be the lowest rated character on the court for a while. My Career positions you as an emerging starter in the NBA, frequently pitting you against players with vastly superior ratings.
Yeah, like you gotta face. You just put your character into 85. Like your character, let's say you spend you spend $120. You got the Mamba edition. You got 100 VC. You got 100K VC. You get your player up from 60 up to 75. You spend another $50 to get your player up from 75 to 80 to 85, depending on your build, and just to go in the game and get bodied by LeBron, who's still like a 97. He dropped like 40 on your head. Like, it's crazy.
As a result, your character is thrust.
Or just to get bodied by sweats and content. Well, the content creators mostly that, you know, maybe got extra VC or just are full-time content creators, so they had the time to put in and keep training up. And you're facing all 97s, 92s, 97s. Meanwhile, you just paid your way up to just to get it respectable. Like, it's crazy.
Just into an environment where he'll be guarding players with a major attribute difference, making playing good defense or offense virtually impossible. Effectively, the only way to play here is to pay, and that's just offensive.
Yeah.
It's especially absurd when you consider that most players will likely purchase the regular edition of NBA 2K24, and they will be rewarded with a created player that starts with a paltry 60 overall rating. And because of the systems at play, losing regularly nets you next to no VC. It establishes a maddening cycle of not having a player good enough to compete without hope of ever being able to improve them. NBA 2K24 wants you to open up your wallet and punishes you if you don't. There is even further evidence of this being an intentional cycle too. Badge progression, a mechanic that helps differentiate players from one another within specific contexts, can now deteriorate when they aren't actively being put to use. For example, if you are working on a badge that...
And we already know it's glitched because Chris Smooth, he made the video about how he had a corner specialist and he hit like 6 threes in the game, all wide open, catch and shoot. He had like catch and shoot and corner specialist. And he had like 6 threes, some of them from the corner, all of them was catch and shoot, and it went down. So they gotta I think they should just get rid of badge progression, period.
It improves long-range shooting ability, but come across a matchup that dictates less three-point shooting and more driving to the basket, you now risk that badge progression by altering your game plan. Not only does this dampen the enjoyment of being creative, it encourages maxing out your stats as quickly as possible so you don't have to deal with bad matchups in the first place.
If you give him any room to breathe, he's a bucket.
It's worth noting that it doesn't have to be this much of a drag either. My career comes with a location change this year, an open-world Miami-inspired beachfront to roam around in. It's more dense than the previous city, with just about every turn having a storefront, a court to play on, or something to interact with. There's a variety of court and game types, all of which would be a lot more fun if the matchups weren't so frequently lopsided.
Really
Similarly, there are a ton of fun fashion items to
I was saying these glasses are really tight on my face. That's why I took them off. I'm trying to get these Nike ones that are wider.
Purchase, but they are locked behind massive VC paywalls. Especially in the early stages of NBA 2K24, players face a dilemma. Make their character look stylish, or make moderate advancement on the court.
Man, what can I say? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
While NBA 2K24 lacks a robust story mode, it offers several interconnected stories involving the player nicknamed MP. These stories aren't particularly engaging, especially given MP's low initial rating. Comparisons of MP to legends like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant only exacerbate the frustrations associated with the grind-heavy nature of my career.
Mamba forever.
Following up on NBA 2K23's Jordan Challenge, NBA 2K24 introduces Mamba Moments to celebrate Kobe Bryant's historic career. It's not as impressive as the Jordan Challenges, but it still does a decent job of getting into the tone and atmosphere of some of Kobe's marquee games.
That little bit of rest. It's so important to have the energy in the fourth quarter. And that starts with time.
Returning to an era where guys like Vlade Divac and Chris Webber were key players in the NBA is a treat, especially for those of us who were first exposed to basketball around that time.
And the rookie gets it to go.
Similarly, my NBA has also added LeBron.
I just got off stream. I'm tired. But I'm listening. Even though I zoned out right there, I'm still listening.
An era to play in, which allows you to control the 2011 Big Three Miami Heat. My NBA allows for a ton of customization, like which teams are able to get the #1 pick in the NBA draft, as well as a variety of nuances related to the salary cap. While there aren't major changes to My NBA, it remains the best place to sink time if you're looking for a safe haven from the microtransactions. This includes the new My NBA Lite mode that serves as a nice place to set up shop for a less intense franchise mode with fewer complications.
Hey.
The old adage, a tale of two halves, really encapsulates the NBA 2K24 experience. On one hand, the hardcourt experience is as good as it ever has been, as we should demand from a game that iterates annually, and there are a handful of game modes that allow all of that to be enjoyed without interruption. On the other, much more nefarious hand, my career is nearly unplayable unless you open your wallet or endure an absurd grind. Even worse, mechanics like badge regression reinforce the worst parts of the microtransaction scheme. Beneath those issues, NBA 2K24 still offers a fun basketball experience, but it requires looking in the right places. Clearly, there is a lot of love for the game of basketball on display in modes like My NBA and Mamba Moments. But a lot of that love is lost the moment we're asked to pay an absurd amount of money to compete in the main multiplayer mode. For more, check out our reviews of Madden NFL 24 or WrestleQuest. And for everything else, stick with IGN.
6 is brutal, my guy. But I'm not mad at them because you forcing people to pay to play. And then you got the seasons. When you start a new season, you got to start your character right back at 60. That's kind of crazy. Like I nobody wants to do that. Like nobody wants to do that. Nobody has time for that. Unless you a content creator or you a kid that got mad time, like nobody wants to be doing that. Like even if you are, like who wants to do that. He was like, if Chris Smooth is complaining about 2K, the OG 2K creator, I was watching him since his first video when he had a monotone voice, and it was like that Celtics game. It was like the Celtics. He was using the Celtics, and like he got dunked on, and then he showed a video of Shaq doing like a dribble step back midi and like cashing it. Like if he's complaining about 2K, that guy, then it's a problem. Literally, like word. Like, so I don't know. I spent my money on it. I'm gonna play it. That's why I said I'm gonna just try to get together with my friends, have some fun games, and wreck. My career is gonna frustrate the fuck out of me. I don't think I'm even gonna play my career to my characters in the 90s, because you're gonna be constantly they automatically make you a starter, so you're gonna be always facing the Ja Morants and the Trey Youngs and the Steph Currys and the Colin Sextons and all that. You're gonna be getting cooked. This is a guard heavy league. Like if you pick a guard, you're gonna get cooked. Like you might as well pick a big man. At least you have a chance, somewhat of a chance. Like a power forward or a small forward. There ain't that many like dominant small forwards out there. You got your LeBrons, your KDs, and things of that nature. But that's crazy. Y'all let me know what y'all think though. 2K24, a 6 out of 10. And let's just for shits and giggles, let's check the Metacritic score for 2K. So NBA 2K24 Metacritic, because that's an aggregator. If you don't know what an aggregator is, that's a site that collects scores of whatever product from different outlets that have reviewed it, and damn, that's 67, and they put it together along with user score. The users gave it a 2, and I think that's out of 10. Yeah, that's out of 10. Yeah, then the 67 out of 100, based on seven critic reviews are in so far. Who gave it a 90? IGN France. The fact they created 2 versions of Mark Cuban's testimony of how 2K is the best sports sim in the market using Mamba mentality. 24, like IGN France. What's going on? Who runs IGN? How did do in America they gave it a 60, but in France they gave it a 90? How? But why though? Right? Like, but why though? Why the badge regression? Why you forcing people to Yeah, my face is mad greasy. I gotta wash my face. But anyway, yeah, why are you forcing people to do that? Oh man. I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think though. So y'all already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.